بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. أعوذ بكلمات الله التامة كلها من شر ما خلق. بسم الله الذي لا يضر مع اسمه شيء في الأرض ولا في السماء وهو السميع العليم. الحمد لله الذي بنعمته تتم الصالحات، ثم الصلاة والسلام على المبعوث رحمة للعالمين نبينا وسيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. وبعد فالسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. All glories to Allah, the Lord of the worlds. We thank Him, we glorify Him, we adore Him, we appreciate Him, we testify to His oneness. That is the only one worthy of being worshipped, Allah alone, that He is no partner, He has got no supporters, and He has got no consultants. He is unique in His creature, and is unique in the creation of everything He has created. He's got no beginning, and He's got no end. To Him we all belong, and to Him we shall all return. We glorify Him, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and we testify to that there's no Lord would have been worshipped except Him alone, Allah. We equally testify to the messengership and the apostleship of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the one that is being chosen and sent to mankind to liberate us, to take us out of the darkness into the light of Islam. That in everything we want to do in our life, we will make Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam our model. We will see him, that everything we want to do will be in accordance to his practices, to be in accordance to his traditions, to be in accordance to the way he has done all of them, because he has said it. And that particular hadith we only quote when we are talking about marriages, whereas it's all encompassing, all acts of ibadah, that we say an-nikah sunnati faman raghiba an sunnati falaysa minni. That's nikah is the sunnah, or the way of life of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and whoever that does not do it as not actually follow his path or his tradition. Not only nikah, everything we do, we have to do it in accordance to the sunnah of Rasulullah. Sallu kama ra'aytumuni usalli. Pray the way you have seen me pray. Wasumu kama ra'aytumuni asuma. Fast the way you have seen me fasting. Khudhu anni manasikakum. Take your practice of Hajj from me. Kulu kama akul. Eat the way I eat. Drink the way I drink. Wear the clothes the way I wear clothes. Dress the way I dress. Talk the way I talk. When we say this, it does not mean verbatim we wear what Muhammad was wearing. No. It means we will wear according to the standard laid down by Muhammad. There should be no wastages. We eat according to the standard laid by Muhammad. We eat with our rights. We drink with our rights. According to standard that we don't actually deviate from the standard of Muhammad in everything we want to do. And that is why he's our model. And the peak of the love of Muhammad is to follow his sunnah. So everything we do is the sunnah of Rasulullah. So kullu sunnata وَمَنْ رَغِّبَ عَنْ سُنَّتَهُ فَلَيْسَ مِنْهُ. Whoever lives and abandons the way he has done things, then he is actually not part of him. May Allah make us those who are part of this sunnah of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, will be his companions, will be those who will be raised with him on the day of resurrection, will be those who will be blessed, among those who are blessed to be on the right path of Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who will gain his intercession on that day, who will drink from his noble fingers, when the drink will never make us to be thirsty forever. Ameen. Brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We welcome ourselves to this edition today again, this morning, concluding part of the right of a child. Inshallah, from next week, we are going to start another episode. We want to treat the love languages, inshallah, relationship. But we are concluding the right of a child today. And the fourth part of the right of a child, which we have been discussing for a month too, is the right to get the child married. Our son getting married, our daughter to get them married. And we have been looking at the qualities that you must see in the choice or in the recommendations we are making for our children. We cannot make a choice for them. We can make a recommendation. We recommend this person is good, this person is good, this girl is good for our son, this boy is good for our daughters. We recommend. And the qualities we must see before we make the recommendation. So we guide them in their choices. We don't give the whole responsibility to them to make a choice on their own. We guide them into making those choices by assisting them in looking at the conditions and the criteria that's going to be looked at. We guide them into this. So concluding part of that is that we say that whoever that we want our child to marry, and remember, we say these qualities we are looking for in the spouse we are looking for our child, whether a boy or a girl. The same qualities we are looking, we must also see it in our own children. It's not that we are looking for something we don't have. But what you like cannot give. So it's going to be double standard. When you expect perfection or good qualities from somebody and you don't possess it, no. The qualities you want from other people, you too must possess the qualities. You must have these virtues. Because Muslim have said, إِذَا آتَاكُمْ مَا تَرَدَوْنَ دِينُهُ وَخُلُقُهُ فَذَوِّجُوهُ. If anyone comes to you, the one that you are pleased, or anyone is recommended to you, the one that you are pleased with his way of religion, worship of Allah, is a Muslim. And he worships Allah according, because you cannot make a choice of not a Muslim. So it's a Muslim, fine. And he has the right Aqidah. And he has piety in him. He has fear of Allah in him. Then you look at his conduct, his behaviors, the qualities he possesses. So when these two are satisfactory, then don't delay the nikah. Nikah should not be delayed. And that is why we say love does not precede nikah. Interest precedes nikah. Love grows in marriages. It's after they're married that the love starts growing. So sidq, truthfulness, sincerity, you have many, many ways, is of very, very high quality. After taqwa, fear of Allah, sincerity, truthfulness, it is. And that is why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala was talking of most of his messengers. He called them siddiqun. That we're going to be raised, Mashuada was siddiqun, the truthful people. And that is why when he was talking about Idris alayhi salatu wasalam, in Quran, Surah Maryam, Quran 19, ayah 56, Allah says, وَاذْكُرْ فِي كِتَابِ إِدْرِيسَ إِنَّهُ كَانَ صِدِّيقًا نَبِيًّا. And what was the consequence? What was the result of that quality? رَفَعْنَاهُ مَكَانَ عَلِيًّا. Because you want at the end of the day for their status to be elevated. You are looking at the future of your children and the partner you want to choose for him. They're going to have children. And you want them to surpass them, just like you want your children to surpass you. So how to attain this, you need to have somebody that possesses those qualities. It must be sincere, truthful. That's it. Remember and relate to them. In the book of Enoch, Idris. It is called Enoch. Book of Enoch. وَاسْكُ فِي كِتَابِ إِدْرِيسَ إِنَّهُ كَانَ صِدِّيقًا نَبِيًّا. He was a truthful, truly truthful prophet. By virtue of this truthfulness, what happened? رَفَعْنَاهُ مَكَانَ عَلِيًّا. We elevate his status. We raised him high in status. Because he was truthful. Because he was truthful. So we raised him up in status. So if we want to be able to enable this, he has to be truthful. And that is why in the story of Umar ibn Khattab, when he was going to make a choice of wife, or recommendation of a wife to his children. Look at the way he went about it. Umar ibn Khattab, we all know him. He always go out in the night. A vigilante. As a vigilante. Trying to look at the security of his people. Seeing what is going on in the midnight, in the night, when people are sleeping. In one of these exercises that he does every time, something happened one day. As أن عمر بن الخطاب كان في ليلة من الليالي يتفقد الرعية فمر على امرأة ومع ابنتها وهم يأخذون اللبن. Umar ibn Khattab was paroling one night. As he was patrolling like one night, look at this, he heard some sound in the house. Behold, it was a woman and a daughter and a girl. A woman and a girl. The woman and a daughter. مع ابنتها, this woman and her daughter with her. وهم يأخذون اللبن, and they were bottling the milk. They are bottling milk. The milk that is going to be sold in the second day, they were bottling it. Or they were packaging it. And as the girl was trying to put the milk in the measure, which is going to be used to be sold to people in the day. فلما أردت الأم أن تدع الماء على اللبن من أجل أن تزيد الكمية وتبيع. The one now take some bottle or some case of water. He wants to pour it on this milk. Why? So that it can increase in quantity, and they can increase their sales, and their profit can increase. That was the intention, to do that. فقالت ابنتها لا تفعلي يا أمي لا تفعلي. Oh mommy, why do you want to do this? Don't do it. Mommy said, look, this is the way we have been doing it before we become Muslim. When we were in the people of Jahiliyyah, we used to, adulterate milk. We used to add water to it, so that it increases in quantity. Our profit too can increase. This is the reason why we are doing that. Mother said, no, mommy. This is when you are in the period of ignorance. You are not a Muslimah. You can do that again. You can do that. لا تفعلي, my mother, don't do it. فقالت الابنة أما سمعت أمير المؤمنين قد نادى في الناس أن لا يخلطوا اللبن بالماء. Haven't you heard the leader of the faithful, Umar ibn Khattab? He has announced that as Muslimah, we must never cheat. People should sell what they milk. That nobody must adulterate milk with water. This daughter was telling the mother that. The mother became interested in the discussion. He tarried a little bit, watching them. I've been listening to them, trying to see where it's going to end. What happened? But then, Fakulat Mara. Because sometimes the parents, will influence our children negatively. Some children want to be righteous, but the parents corrupt them. Because they were corrupt themselves, and the children are seeing this corruption, they to become corrupt. But because we have taught, that is why when we imbibe the knowledge of Islam in them and the fear of Allah in them, they may not follow this corruption. They can be better than us. And our prayer to Allah is that our children should be better than us. So this is the example we're seeing here now. No, the daughter now is saying, no, mommy, don't do that. Because the leader of the faithful have said that Allah have told us that we must not adulterate. We must not mix milk with water, not to increase the size. But then the mother never quit, because the mother continued. Call at mother. Then the mother said, my daughter, listen, what do you know? A small girl, you don't know anything. You're just spending money. Do you know how we make money? You don't know how to make money, just spending money. This world, nobody can be truthful. If you are truthful, you cannot make money. You cannot make any money. If you want to make money, what is it? Like some people today we see a lot of scholars say rubbish about Islam. If you want to make money, well, you have to go against Allah first. To make money, you have to go against Allah first. After making the money, you cannot come back to Allah. The teachings of many, many people now. And that's abused everywhere now. The same thing the mother was telling the daughter. The same thing most of you who are scholars are telling us today. Most of you are leaders are telling us today. We are telling our children today. We are doing it. We are saying it. And some we do it, we don't say it. We say something else, we do something else. But here's the daughter and the mother now in this argument. Say, don't do it, mommy. Because the leader of the faithful has told us that Allah said that we must not adulterate milk with water. Must not mix it. Then the mother said, oh my daughter, wa'ayna amirul mu'minin? Aina amirul mu'minin? And where is the leader of the faithful? Is he with us? You are talking about Amir. Is he with us? Is it what you are saying? No. It's not here. He will not know. We just add little water. They don't know. They wouldn't know. They wouldn't notice the differences. They would not notice the differences. And these days, we are scarce. So what? Call it. Then the daughter replied, Ya ummi, oh my mother, إذا كان أمير المؤمنين لا يراك فإن الله يراك. إذا كان أمير المؤمنين لا يراك. Even though the leader of the faithful is not seeing you, my mommy, the same thing with all of us. Whatever we are doing in the confine of our rooms, privately, when nobody is there, even though nobody sees us. إذا كان أمير المؤمنين لا يراك. If the leader of the faithful, أمير المؤمنين لا يراك, he does not see you, he cannot see you. But what? فإن الله يراك. فإن الله يراك. Allah is seeing you. Allah is what? Seeing you. This daughter said this to the mother. And the leader of the faithful had this scene. وَسَمِعَ الْكَلَامِ Umar ibn al-Khattab. Umar ibn al-Khattab had this word. He had the statement for this daughter. Then the second day, he asked, when they are selling the milk, he asked them, please go and buy milk from these people. They bought milk from them. And I asked, please test this milk, whether it has some, it's been mixed with water or not. And they found that the milk was never mixed with water. Umar said, wow, this girl said this, and he actually acted it out. He now invited the mother and the daughter to the palace. Asked them to the palace. The president of Umar said, you will stay here. He now called all his sons. He has four sons that time. Called his son. All of them came out. The sons said, all of you, my sons, look, this girl, she's a very truthful girl. She's a material for the leadership. It should be a material to be among the leaders of tomorrow. From this type of girl, leaders will come out. From this type of girl, leaders will come out. Therefore, all my sons, which of you will marry this girl? It does not say marry this girl. It does not say my son, marry this. No. Which of you will marry this girl? I want to recommend this girl to you, my sons. All of them were trying to show interest. Then the last one, Asim, was the last son. Asim raised his hand. Ya Abba, Anna Udawijuha. Let me marry her. Asim, but Umar. Asim, the son of Umar. Now, Umar ibn Khattab married a daughter Asim to, this woman, Fatima to Asim. Why did she do that? Because she has good qualities. She has integrity. Excuse me. She's faithful. She's truthful. These are the qualities the parents should try to look from the spouses of their children. There are many, many stories like that in the Quran. I mean, in the Sirah. In the Sirah, there are many, many stories like that. Remember, we have said last time, وَكَانَ أَبُوهُمَا صَالِحًا وَكَانَ أَبُوهُ صَالِحًا. So, مُؤْمِنِينَ وَكَانَ أَبُوهُ مُؤْمِنِينَ. You should have said Surah Al-Kahf. Why is it وَكَانَ أَبُوهُ مُؤْمِنِينَ? One of them says, one of the parents is a true believer. Another one says, the two parents are righteous. That's influencing the reward the children are getting. So the mother of your children, the mother of the children that you're going to have, or which is going to be the wife of your child now, the wife of your child is going to be your grandchildren now, you have to ensure that that person is righteous. So this story is telling us that how important our predecessors, how important they took it. One of the Sahaba one time, his wife was breastfeeding babies. And he went out. So in the absence, when the children were crying, any woman around would breastfeed all the children together. When he came back and he saw that the woman that breastfed one of his sons was actually an adulterer. And he engages in an adulterer at the same time, he engages in eating what's haram. What happened? The man put his finger on the tongue of his son until he vomited everything. It was baby. And he said by virtue of that became a stammerer, the child, the baby. And he became a great scholar. Became a great scholar. This is how they try to purify the children. And purify and show that where you're going to take. So you don't allow your daughter or your son to just marry anybody. You make a choice. Make a choice for your semen. So parents have a responsibility. So truthfulness. This we must see in this. Now, the end of the story. The story goes on. I say, فَذَوَّجَ الْفَتَاةُ مِنْ ابْنِهِ عَاصِمٍ وَمِنْهَا ظَهَرَ عُمَرُ بن عبد العزيز. Asim now had children. From the children of Asim, another Amr, then Umar bin Abdul Aziz, one of the greatest Khulafa Rashidin. When they call Umar Khulafa Rashidin, usually they will talk of Abu Bakr, Umar, Uthman, Ali. The next one you're going to hear is Umar bin Abdul Aziz. Umar bin Abdul Aziz. Umar bin Abdul Aziz is the grandson of Umar. His grandson. One of the greatest. Was one that changed the Kaaba, changed the position of the grave of Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam in the Haram, changed to where it is, expand the Kaaba, expand the Haram. It was one that did a lot of expansion to the two masjid, Al-Haraman al-Sharifain. So Umar ibn Abdul Aziz, he had a very great impact on the development of Islam. It was through him that Islam expanded to many, many nations. So we can see from who? Because of the choice the father, the grandfather made that day to choose the wife for his son. And the son now had the children. And look at what's happening. The same happens today. So, brothers and sisters, this we must take very, very important to ensure that we see that, it is truthful. Next, we look at ensure that we have what we call atawaddo. We discussed that one today last time. Humility. You see that this person listen to instruction, listen to advice. Whoever that cannot listen to advice, whoever that cannot humble himself, whoever that is pompous, arrogant, never allow your son or your daughter to marry such a person. When I'm feeling full of himself, I can never bow for anybody. I'm not talking about bow down or kneeling down or anything. I cannot respect anybody. I can't change my opinion. I stand on what I stand on, and nobody can change it. And so we say, even if my father did himself from heaven, I will not change. Look at that. Don't allow your son or your daughter to marry such a person. Because whoever that's arrogant, you remember what happened to Shaitan? Shaitan was not a bad one before. But what turned into Shaitan? Because Abba was takbara. Because he was arrogant. He was proud. He was pompous. He was full of himself. He thought, I cannot bow down for this. So we must ensure that our children have this humility. And as such, we look for somebody that possesses that humility from the family we are looking for to have. Then at-tatawwu, volunteerism. Volunteerism. Your son or your daughter must be able to sacrifice. Not what can actually sacrifice. Can make extra efforts. Today what is lacking is sacrifice. Everything is way in terms of naira and kobo. That it must give money. It must be dollar. It must be pounds. It must be euro. It must be what do you call it? Yen. Everything. It's only money. Money. Not in terms of sacrifice. That this I want to do this to get reward from Allah. I want to do this to help humanity. I want to do this to benefit people. What's in it for me? Everything was in it for me. In material thing. Not in respect with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. No values, not morals. So a girl or a boy that does not possess this volunteerism skill, I can't sacrifice for anybody. But there's nothing I cannot do. Don't allow your children to do that. Tatawwu, volunteerism, is of high essence. That must be in this. Empathy was empathy. Our feelings can feel for you, can feel for his wife, can feel for his parents. You have this one also embedding that. And last one I'm going to move is mas'uliyya, responsibility. Ready to accept responsibility for whatever he has done. Accept that I made a mistake, it's my fault. Not passing mistake. Not passing the buck. Not pushing the word on his wife, or put on the husband, or put on the children, or put on somebody else. I'm pushing it. Transferring blames. Whoever I cannot hold up for whatever he has done. It is not sincere. It's an hypocrite. Such must not be. So, having done all this and having seen them, if you have seen these qualities, the next thing you do is simplify it. Don't delay. Don't delay. The verse of Allah says, Al-ajalatu min ash-shaytan illa fil khams. Al-ajalatu min ash-shaytan illa fil khams. Hastiness, being in a hurry to do things, are from shaitan. But in 5 things, we try to hasten to doing it. One of them is marriage of a spinster. Marriage of a spinster. Instead of marriage of marriage, don't delay. When you have seen interest, oh, I have interest in this person. Okay, you have discussed with that person. Also, I also have interest in him. I like the person. I like him. I think I can develop interest in him. Once that interest is there, and you have done all the background check that you need to check in terms of his characters, in terms of his lineage. We're not talking of wealth or money now. In terms of lineage, in terms of ability to take care of him or her, in terms of the wisdom for the girl to be able to fulfill her responsibility as a wife. It should be mature enough to be able to know what am I going to do there. So when these conditions are fulfilled, the 4 rights of so that whether they are all fulfilled, that responsibility, the 4 rights of the 4 conditions of marriage, offer an acceptance are there. The parents are actually pleased with it. They have discussed the mahar, can pay the mahar. They have the witnesses. Those folks are met. Once you have been able to satisfy all this, and see that the person has the kafa'ah, the ability to take care of the wife, or you are ready to take up the responsibility. Once this has been ascertained, then what happened? Don't delay it. Don't delay it. So simplicity of marriage matters a lot. Akidun nikah, the conditions for nikah. Fulfilling what Allah has said. Then looking at what the Messenger of Islam has laid down as a guide. The look of the person, the character of the person, the lineage of the person. Then look at the religion of the person. Compatibility. When you are convinced with this, then look at individual too. The parents, the mothers, the two must actually be talked to. The parents must be able to discuss. The father of the son and the father of the girl. They should discuss, they should talk. Sometimes they involve the mother. This is the mother, this is where the weakness of my child. This is what is left to be done in him. I have trained him or her to some level. Now it's coming to you. That is why Yoruba will say, "Alawokulobere." The training is not completed. It's going to be completed here when it's going. He's growing. He's still a baby, he's still a girl, still a child. Though he's of age, but yet he's still inexperienced. He's going to be guided in this experience. So he needs to be tutored, to be guided. That is why I say, if he's pompous or full of himself, after I'm a wife, nobody can control me here, nobody can guide me here, I do whatever I want to do. If such a person, or I'm the husband, I do whatever I like, nobody can checkmate me, I must do whatever I want. No. Such a person, because they still need training. They're still going to grow. They're still going to learn more. So that is why it's important. So this should be discussed. The two parents, the two families will discuss this. You allow also the girl to put out her own condition. The husband to put out his own condition. I want to marry you on condition that I'm not going to leave Lagos. I'm not going to go to the north. I'm not going to go to Abuja. If you want to marry me, I remain in the southwest here. It's a condition in marriage. It's permissible. It's permissible. Oh, my business is I go here from there, so I can stay here in Lagos, I stay in Abuja, so I may need to marry more than one wife. It's a condition. Before I marry you, know that one. It's a condition. You can't believe that. Because I travel a lot and I don't want to commit zina, I need to do this. Say, do you agree or not? All this should be understood, should be discussed. The conditions. I'm allergic. I have an allergy to this. I have an allergy to that. I don't like it. Discuss it. All this must be looked at. When they are all looked at, then Akdu Nekai takes place. The Akdu Nekai is a simple contract. It takes place in the compound of the breast parents. It does not require too many people. 5 people, 7 people, 10 people. It's okay. Sometimes it can be in absentia. The husband can be in Nigeria, the wife can be in London. Or they may both not even be in Nigeria. They may be both can be in different cities. They have agreed, the parents have agreed, and they have seen themselves, they are confessed to themselves. You conduct the Akdu Nikah. Their statements. Their siga. Once that siga has been expressed, do I intend to marry your daughter? Okay, I've given you my daughter in marriage. That's all. The mahar have been paid, I'm paid this much mahar, and I'm going to pay instanta, or I'm going to delay it, or it's going to be negotiated, whichever. When this all agreed, then the Akdu Nikah takes place. It's a simple one. It's not until you call all our fire in the world, or you call everyone. No. You as a father, if you are well knowledgeable about it, you can do it. You have a scholar that is there. The function of the scholars there is only to do blessings and to admonish. They are not the one to give. It's the mother, it's the father that gives out to his daughter in marriage. So if you have maybe among yourself, maybe some of your maybe his brother or his uncle, he's also knowledgeable, you can do it. Not until you call any big or fine here before you Akdu Nikah. It can be done in your room, in your sitting room, in your compound. So we need to simplify. Yes, Siru, wala to ask Siru. Simplify things, make things easy, and don't complicate matters. Adin Yusuf, today we complicate matters a lot. The Akdu Nikah, we complicate it. We want to invite everybody in the world for the Akdu Nikah. Then what of the walima to Nikah? Of course, sometimes it happens accidentally, but should not be the purpose. Because we don't have this money, you don't have that, but that's why you're delayed. Don't delay it. Then there will be fasad kabir fil ard. There will be a lot of injustice. There will be corruption in heart. So that should be done. So Akdu Nikah should be hastened, should not be delayed. After that one, then whatever you agree on, whether the wife goes with the husband instantly, or whether the wife is living somewhere, maybe both of them. I have seen the situation that the husband is in America, the wife is in London, and they did marry. And after some times when they get holiday, both of them want to meet each other. It can be. So everybody is secured. The woman is secured, the man is secured. But the walima will not be done. The walima of the nikah will not be done until the marriage has been consummated. Walima is different from Akdu Nikah. Aqd Nikah is a family affair. It's a private affair. It's a private affair. It's between the husband, it's between the parents of the groom, of the bride, and the groom, and his parents if they're there, and witnesses. So you have the father of the bride, then you have the bride, the groom. If the bride is available, the bride is there. If the groom is available, the groom is there. Then you have the representative of the groom that's going to be there. Then you have two witnesses that's going to be there. That's all. Other ones are extras. Others are extras, the additions. So once that is done, then it becomes Aqd Nikah. You pronounce it and these conditions are met, it becomes. So when the two of them now come together, the husband and wife, and copulate and add intercourse, they sleep together, following the sunnah, which is laid out by Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, the 5 sunnah, which we have discussed in the past too. The 5 sunnah, doing ablution together, observing 2 rakat nafila, feeding themselves with a cup of milk, then doing the sleeping together and doing the dua, then putting a hand on the forehead of the woman. Allahumma inna nas'aluka min khayriha wa khayru ma jabbalta ali wa a'udhuka min sharriha wa sharri ma jabbalta ali. After that, then they sleep together. Allahumma jinibna shaitan, Allahumma jinibna shaitan wa janib shaitan ma razaqtana. After they have done this, they have both slept together, they're satisfied. They can now sit down together, 2 of them, and fix a date for the walima, for the banquet, for the wedding reception. That time you can call anybody in the world. It can be celebrated. So you don't put it first. Today, most of the marriages are not being held because they put the walima first before the Aqd Nikah. They are considered the walima and not the Aqd Nikah. So a lot of irregularities are taking places. So they have left what's obligatory to what is supererogatory. And the obligatory must be given a preference over the supererogatory. That's why the Messenger of Allah says, those who will be, the friend of Allah. He said, nobody will become beloved to me until he has made what I've made obligatory. What I made obligatory, he kept on doing it regularly. Then he now choose supererogatory and added to it. So you can't give supererogatory preference over the obligatory. You can't give walima to nikah preference over the Aqd Nikah. But today that's what you give preference to. That's what you think about. That you spend so much money on. And then permitting what? Zina. Encouraging zina. This should not be done. So, and that too, the walima to nikah too, that's etiquette. The etiquette too must be understood. The food that is being done must be shared by the poor. It should not be only for the rich. There should be no intermingling of male and female. There should be no feeding in public. Oh, first assignment, putting cake in the mouth of the wife in public. No, it should not be so. Sitting on the leg, on the lap of the father, sitting on the lap of the mother, of a man sitting on the lap of the mother, and a woman sitting on the lap of the father. What's our rubbish? It's our rubbish. It should not be. So all those that you have given preferences to are not. So actually, they should be given a preference. At their own convenience time, they should do walima to them. And walima to nikah is everybody's affair. Everybody contributes. Friends give money, family members give money, everybody supports. Just like Rasulullah did at the time of marriage Sophia, radiallahu anha. So after marriage Sophia, he called everybody 3rd day, I have married Sophia. So, and I brought some dates. Anybody that asked something, bring it. And everybody brought it, and they had it all ate together, celebrating the walima to nikah. So it was after that we announced to everybody. So these are important sunnah that we must all understand. So I pray to Almighty Allah to bless all our homes, to guide us into making the right choice for our children, our daughters, our sons, and to let us to make the right decisions, giving what is we begin a preference. And what should not be, what should not be taking preference and not preference. So we should give what is fara'id, what's obligatory preference, so that we get more reward. So may Allah make it easy and make us good example for our children too. To follow this, start off with the story of Umar ibn Khattab, And they asked him how he has chosen that and what has happened to them. So if you want your children, your great-grandchildren to become leaders, to become pious, it is from your choice of your wife, from the choice of the wife of your children, that you're going to have the right grandchildren. So don't forget that. So it's the same fruit that you planted that's going to be grown. So you are just transplanting. If you have a good yield, you say, good, oh, this is a good yield. You take it from the tree, then you go and plant it here. If somebody else come from that tree, takes from it, the same yield will be going. But if you are choosing the wrong one, then the same will be going. That is what's important. Make a choice for your semen. Make a choice for your sperm. So may Allah bless all our homes. May Allah guide our children. Allahumma salli wa barik ala bika Muhammadi wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم. أعوذ بكلمات الله تامة كلها من شر ما خلق وذر وبرع. بسم الله الذي لا يضر مع اسمه شيء في الأرض ولا في السماء وهو السميع العليم. الحمد لله وكفى ثم الصلاة والسلام على المبعوث رحمة للعالمين نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه ومن سلك مسلكه إلى يوم لا ينفع المال ولا بنون إلا من أتى الله بقلب سليم. رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.
وعليكم السلام ورحمة الله وبركاته.
All glories and adorations and eulogies, all these are the rights of the creator of mankind and all that exists on earth. The creator of the universe, the creator of the worlds, all the kingdoms, animal kingdom, plant kingdom, man kingdom, all the creatures of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, all that we know and those that we do not know, is Allah the Lord of the worlds, the worlds of all creatures. Allah, that Lord of the creatures, we all give him glory, we all give adorations, we all give him glorifications, we all thank him and appreciate him. He can do whatever he likes. He has the dominion over everything, and nobody can question him subhanahu wa ta'ala about whatever he does. Whoever that's intelligent enough and wise enough should realize that praising Allah, worshipping Allah, acknowledging the greatness of Allah are the rights of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Because whatever we have in this world is but a privilege. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we thank you so much. We appreciate you. We glorify you. We adore you. We praise you for creating us as human beings, for guiding us to the best of guidance, which is the guidance of Islam, for sending the best of creatures to us, Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, for giving us the best of guide, which is the Quran. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. We can't thank you enough, Allah. We testify to your oneness and your uniqueness, your incomparableness. It cannot be compared to anything. That you are only Lord worthy of being worshipped. We testify that Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he is both your messenger and your apostle. You have chosen him, sent him to mankind to guide us to your path, to teach us the best of ways to live our life, such that we ourselves will be happy in this world and we have the benefits and the privilege of having the hereafter if we follow his guidance and worship with the way we worship. Oh Allah, bless the best of mankind, Muhammadu sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and his household and companion, till that day in which nothing will benefit mankind except those who have come to you with a pure heart. And what's that pure heart? One that has actually worshipped you. Those are those who their heart will be pure that day. All those that don't worship you, their mind will be corrupted, and they will not be free to climb the sirat. They will not be free to be salvaged that day, and they will be an image of hellfire. Allah will ask you not to make us among them. Because among us will hand your paradise and be happy forever. Amen. Brothers and sisters, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. We thank Allah again for the opportunity that this morning to be alive and to discuss those things that will make our life to be meaningful, such that our hereafter will be meaningful. It's only when we're able to live our life well, according to the injustice of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that we can be able to worship you and end the hereafter. If you don't worship, if you don't live a good life, there's no way you can have a good hereafter. And one of the ways to live a good life is to ensure that our homes, which you have created for us, comprising of our family, our wives, our children, that we're able to live well, so that we'll be able to worship you well. Then we are discussing that because you have made man and woman to come together as husband and wife, they must relate well. One of the ways to relate well, noticing you and appreciating you to worship you, is to have a common language between two of them to communicate. Isn't it?
Yes, indeed.
To relate well, the husband must communicate, must talk, and the wife must be able to decode whatever I say. The husband must understand which language does my wife understand, and the wife must know which language does my husband understand, beyond the language of the tongue. Because Allah said, وَمِنْ آيَاتِهِ اخْتِلَافُ أَلْسِنَتِكُمْ وَأَلْوَانِكُمْ إِنَّ فِي ذَلِكَ لَآيَاتٍ لِقَوْمٍ لِلْعَالِمِينَ. Allah said, إِنَّ فِي ذَلِكَ لَآيَاتٍ لِلْعَالِمِينَ. Allah said in Surah Rum, Quran 30, I think ayat 23 or so, that it's one of the signs of Allah that He has created you. The differences in your tongue and the differences in your complexion, these both are signs for those who have knowledge. In other words, when we say the difference in your tongue, the way you talk, what you say, how you talk, how you communicate with each other. This tongue is not limited to the verbal languages that we use. It's limited to all the languages of love that we speak among ourselves. Those languages of the tongue, those languages of gestures, those languages of interactions, of services, of commitments, those languages of exchanging gifts among yourselves, and those languages of relating well, touching each other. These 5 languages are one of the requirements in Islam to live a happy life. So which one does your husband understand? This Allah has said ikhtilaf, differences. So in other words, I may be speaking a language which may not be understood by my wife. And my wife may be speaking a language which I don't understand. So how for us to relate well, we must have a common what?
Common language.
Common language that I understand and you understand. So out of these languages we have discussed, those that are verbal, which is what? What is
the words
of affirmation? Verbal words of affirmation, good words among ourselves. Among them are those that have to do with time, quality time. We're not talking, we're not saying anything, but just that by seeing me in front of you and you in front of me,
paying close attention to one another.
Protocol I don't to you, I'm talking, you are listening. Sometimes it's a language that shows, oh, this person really loves me. This person really cares for me. He's always there for me.
He gives his time.
He gives his time for me.
Give me undivided attention.
Give me undivided attention when I'm talking. Quality time. And one of the languages we have discussed is
The act of service.
acts of service. Ability to understand that I need this and this provides for me. I need help, was able to give me the help when I need it. I need succor, was able to give me succor when I need it. It's my need and He gives it to me. I ask for it and He gives me. That's a gift.
Act of service.
Act of service. Sacrificing